Chismosas, let's talk about how a Puerto Rican family just recently got detained for speaking Spanish in a grocery store. So let's break this down really quick because yes, you did hear me say Puerto Rican, and yes, Puerto Ricans are considered US citizens. Now, one of the first things I tried to do is find all the information about this, obviously, because I want to get my story straight. And I realized that there are not many people covering this story, obviously, because it seems like mainstream media wants to cover this up. But I'm not going to allow that. So here's what I uncovered. There was a mother, a grandmother, and a toddler about 3 years old that were in a grocery store in Milwaukee, and they were minding their own beeswax, and they just so happened to start speaking Spanish when an agent went up to them and immediately detained them without question. And apparently they tried to reason with the agent and tell him that they were actual citizens and they had the proof, but the agent wasn't having it. So they actually got handcuffed and taken all the way to a detention center. Now apparently there were a lot of people who were like, why didn't they just show their IDs from the get-go? And it's because they weren't allowed to. They were only allowed to show any proof until they got to the actual facility, and then they were like, oh, I'm so sorry for the confusion, and then they let them go. Imagine being a US citizen and just because you speak a different language in public, they decide to put handcuffs on you and take you down to a facility that is far away from where you actually live, and then you have to go out of your way to get an Uber to get back home? You think that's right? And they didn't give them any compensation or anything. They were like, okay, so sorry, see you later. What? Now, this is exactly what I was talking about in a video that I posted a few days ago when I was telling you guys everybody was coming for me saying, you're Puerto Rican, what does this have to do with you? And guys, at the end of the day, you think that they care if we're Puerto Rican, if we're Mexican, if we're from El Salvador? Do you think they care what kind of Hispanic or Latino we are? This is not about detaining criminals. This is not about any of that. This is an ethnic cleansing, and if you guys even particularly think that you are safe, then I'm gonna tell you something right now. You're not. And that's why every single one of us, whether we have papers or not, whether we're Mexican, whether we're Puerto Rican, whether we're Honduras, Venezuela, wherever it is, we should all stand together. And that's why I want to tell you guys, even if you guys have papers, know your rights and be careful. That being said, I'm so sorry for that family that had to go through that, and this is not the first case that we have of a citizen being arrested during one of these raids, and most definitely not the first time that I hear of a Puerto Rican getting arrested during the raid. So guys, let's stick together. Now obviously you guys know how I feel about this, but I'm very curious to know what you guys think about this. Let me know down below in the comments, and don't forget to like and follow for more gossip, chisme, and all things tea.